Hi everybody, it's John back with another final reveal video. Today it's the turn of the Airfix Dogfight double set of the Spitfire Mark 9 and the Messerschmitt BF 110 C or D. This kit was originally, remember, a Series 3 Dogfight double, but this particular kit that I did a review on was of the starter set, which was a Series 5 kit and comprised of glue, a few paints and acrylic, and a couple of brushes. And the set's nice actually. The actual gift set is a good idea. I like the gift set. The models, on the other hand, the ME110, probably in the image that you're looking at, probably doesn't look that bad. The Spitfire, on the other hand, is, in my opinion, it's the second worst image of a Spitfire of any mark in any scale anywhere in the world. And the worst Spitfire I have actually got in my stash, and we'll be doing a review on that probably in the future, sometime or other. But the Airfix Spitfire Mark 9, you have to remember this kit is a 50s mould and it's pretty dreadful, it's pretty dire. And normally when you get a newer tool kit, the transfers are pretty good. But I was not very happy about the transfers on this kit. They did not behave like normal Airfix transfers do normally. Even kits released in the 90s and 2000s, these decals were terrible. They didn't want to sit on the kit. They retained a sort of a funny background film that reacted with the setting agent that I used to apply the decals, and it's not so apparent on the ME110. It's not so apparent at all on the ME110, but on the Spitfire it's pretty diabolical. Look at the strips on the wings. They're pretty terrible. They really did react very oddly with the agent that I used to set these decals. And the decals are really shiny, and I don't understand why they are that shiny. They shouldn't be. I even put a coat of, I use a wood polish which matte and tones down and mattes down, and it's matted down the paint, but the decals have gone really shiny, and I don't understand why. The major issues I find with the Spitfire Mark 9 from Airfix, the Series 1 original Johnny Johnson kit, is you can see here the spindly little spinner for the propeller, and the propeller itself isn't fantastic either. And that is one of my big pet hates on this kit. The other big pet hate is the undercarriage, because the undercarriage looks absolutely pathetic. It's too short. In my opinion, it's too wide and it has no spread. The undercarriage just looks dreadful. In my opinion, this kit is the second worst Spitfire on the market, and it does belie its age. The ME110 is not that much better of an image of an ME110. In reality, it's not much better than the original Spitfire kit that it comes with. But aesthetically, it doesn't look as bad. But there are issues with this kit. The first is the cockpit canopy. The cockpit canopy just, well, it's just not very good, is it? The canopy just is not very good. The propeller spinners are actually the wrong shape, and the exhausts, yeah, the exhausts do actually go like that on the real aircraft. I've seen loads and loads of pictures of ME110s, and they are definitely up and down like that. The undercarriage, not too bad, but the spinners on the propellers are terrible. They're just not correct at all. Not in any way, shape or form. And the interior of the cockpit itself is pathetic. Can you see inside? You can actually see inside the fact that there's only two pilots in the interior. Basically, what you've got on this kit's interior is a couple of pegs that stick out both sides of the fuselage. They don't even meet in the middle, and the pilots sit on these two pegs with a big gap in between where their arse goes. And the interior on this kit is just dreadful. But as I said, I did try and paint the kit up as best I could, try and give it, as good a chance as I could. And the ME110 hasn't actually come out that bad, but you have to understand that it's not a very good kit. The radiators are, well, you can see the radiators, they're pretty diabolical. Can you see how thick they are? They're just slabs of plastic, and the interior of the wheel wells aren't that detailed either. I'm hoping you can see in there, but you can't really see that much in there. So yeah, not that impressed. It's not a model I would recommend, but to be honest with you, Airfix have also addressed this issue with the fact that both these two kits were terrible. They've released a new tool, Spitfire Mark 9C, which by all odds is pretty top dollar. It's a really good option to choose. And they've also released a really top-notch ME-110C and D variant as well of the twin-engined escort fighter that served the Luftwaffe so horrifically until it became a night fighter. So anyway, that's the final reveal. Conclusions. I don't think I would recommend this kit to anyone other than people who want to build it for nostalgia reasons and under similar circumstances to me. It's not a bad kit for beginners to have a bash at. The Spitfire isn't a bad mule for paint spraying and whatnot and just testing new ideas out. There is one thing about the Spitfire, the Mark 9 Spitfire, that I do like, however. It hasn't got a bad cockpit canopy. Can you see the cockpit canopy there? It's actually quite a good fit. And it doesn't look that bad. You know, I was quite impressed with the way it looked. And the underside of the aircraft isn't too bad either, apart from the wheel wells and those god-awful wheels. But yeah, I wasn't impressed with the way that kit turned out at all. So anyway, that's the final reveal for the ME-110 and the Spitfire Mark 9 dogfight double from Airfix, the original 1950s tooling. The kits were originally released in the 60s and they've been re-released several times over the years, right up to about 2000, oh Christ, early 2000s I think. And I did a 1990s edition. Decal's not that good, kits aren't that good. I had a good bash, had a good go at it. There we go, that's the Airfix dogfight double. Hope this video has been of use. If you've got any queries and questions, any comments to add, just put them in the comments. But this is not a kit I would recommend unless you want to have a bash at it for nostalgic reasons. There are far better Spitfire Mark 9s and far better ME-110s on the market. Perhaps I would say virtually any ME-110 is better than this, and virtually any Spitfire is better than this. Yeah, so that's the video, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye bye for now.